Okay, guys, welcome along again. It's been over a week from I posted anything. Uh, it was far too warm to get in the shed, and this is the first day. It's been just nice, and there's nice breeze blowing, so I got the door open, and I'll see how it goes. So, what have I on the lathe? I have this big lump of uh, I'm going to say larch, because I got quite a bit of that. Uh, way last year. So it's been sitting outside in my drying shed. It looks fairly dry, but I wouldn't I wouldn't bet any money on it. But it's an odd shape. There's an angle on this end, and there's an angle on this end, and there's that bit of bark still there. So it looks like there was a branch or something there. And anyway, what I plan to do with it is make a nice vase out of it. Uh, it seems very soft, uh, so I won't know until we get into it what it's going to turn out like. So just going to get it set up and we'll get it into the round. See what I mean? It's all over the place, so it's going to take a wee bit of uh, playing with to get it sorted. So I'm going to get my face shield on. We'll switch cameras back to our overhead and see what that's. Yeah, that's not a bad angle. Just have to remember that I'm on overhead because I keep getting my head in the way when I look over to see it. So we're as always, safety first. Make sure it's nice and tight. Everything's tightened up. I have this piece mounted between centers. I did try and put a faceplate on it on this end, and when I put it onto the chuck to hold it, the screws weren't holding, it was moving, so I decided to put it between centers and we'll get it turned down and roughed down and get a tenon on it for to put in the chuck. I think that will be a lot safer. I don't like working between centers for the very reason that the the drive seems to sink in, and so does the revolving center. So you have to keep an eye on it and keep tightening it for that reason. So turn your lathe down if you have variable speed. If you don't have variable speed, uh, put it down to one of the lower settings on the belt to see. This is quite a big piece, and it could be out of balance a bit. So better to be a wee bit uh, weary of it. So I like to start the lathe up and stand out of the way. There's a bit of out balance. The lathe's not shaking that much. I'm getting 720 RPMs here, so there's a big bit here sticking out. So we're trying to get this bit up first. And you just want to edge your gouge in gently, pick up a cut. And you want to look looking up here, not down here, to see your shape. You can see your your outline of your piece flying round, so you can see where the pieces are you're taking off. I have taken a wee bit off that, so I'm going to see if I can move the tail rest in, because it's sitting quite far away. There's it's nearly 2 inches there, so we get it in a bit further, nice and close. You don't want to end up catching the thing pulling your your tool over, so let the lathe get up to speed. And it's important you get the right stance for when you're roughing out. You don't want to be moving your feet. Get your stuff in a good position and just pick up the cut and move your body across. Just turning those two ends over. Right, it's near to the round. So I've still got a flat there and a bit of bark and a flat. So we'll turn the speed up, see how it's getting up to 1,000 RPMs. Oh, just back it off gently. 1,000 RPM. Okay, we'll stop that. I think it's all completely round now. It is. So we want to straighten this up. So we'll get the big parting chisel. We'll just stop that and have a look. See what that's like. Lots of tear out on the bottom here. It's a wee bit pulky. Right, there's still a good bit to come off the bottom here, so I'm going to continue that. Put an angle on the tool rest, so I'm taking more off here than up there. So we'll just continue on with that. I think we'll get it into the chuck, and I'm going to change chucks. So I am to the bigger jaws, because that timber is some nice figuring in that in there. Nice. Not a lot of weight in it. So we'll change over to the bigger chuck. As I say, it's not what I wanted, because it's bottoming out on the bottom of the jaw, so I need to take a bit off that. What I'm talking about is here, the bottom of your tenon. You don't want that bottoming out on the actual jaw itself. So I'll turn around. I have a bit of a spigot on it here, so I'll just take a wee bit off it. That's better. Right, see if I can line this up. It's pretty good where it sits. Tighten this up now, and the wee lip and these seed jaws will just make its way into that and hold it. Now, this is quite a bit away from the headstock, so it will vibrate and make a lot of noise. I don't know if I'm going to need my steady in this or not, but we'll see what happens once we drill this out. I'm going to use the Forstner bit to drill the most of this out, because it's a little easier. Right. I need that wee sword. Cut that wee knob off, and then we'll there we are. Okay. Now, what size? What I tend to do is start off with the. We'll start with that 30mm, and then we'll take it up to 35. And I have bigger bits there, but you want to turn your speed down. Turn that down about 800 RPM. we're at our depth anyway, so we're not going any deeper. But we do have to take that our bit down. So our final depth on that was 7.5 inches. Tip to tip, and measures 8.5. So with half an inch somewhere in the bottom, that's enough, because that'll allow me to round that over a wee bit and take a wee bit of that away. So we'll change the drill, the Forstner bit. Finish with that one, so we can put that in the box. It's handy to do those things as you take them off, because seem to fall in the shavings, you forget about them, and next time you're looking for it, you can't find it, and that's always the way of it. Right, we'll just have to take it easy going with this big fella, because right, that's it there. We'll move the whole tool rest, our tailstock forward, remembering about our quill. We don't want to extend that too far. Right, I need to clear some shavings out of that, because I'm getting a bit of resistance there. Oh, and it just shows you what's in there. We're almost there, so that's just at the bottom. Here comes the hard bit now. Trying to get the rest of this out. Tell you what, you don't even look, I'm making a mess. Right, as far as I can go with this one is there with this tool. So we'll go as far as we can with it and clean the sides up. I want this to be about 1/2 inch or thereabouts thick. I don't want it to turn it too thin. nice and tight after all that bumping and getting on with hollowing that. That's nice and tight. Okay, that never moved once in those jaws, so it didn't, with all those really heavy cuts. It was jumping and vibrating like mad. Never moved once out of those jaws. Very impressed with them. That's the SK114 C jaws, I think it is. Right. I'm just reading it here. Dovetail. Sorry. The SK100 C jaws, C dovetail jaws. Right. So we need to make a transition into the top of this. Just trying to clean the edge of this up because it's well torn out. Yeah, it's still bits and pieces that turn out, so I'll have to work on it a wee bit. See what I can do. Just putting a wee decorative edge to the top of it. Probably finish that off with sandpaper. If it's all closed in, yeah, there's no lumps out of it. We'll try a wee bit of sandpaper on that to finish that. I'm still deciding if this is enough or should it make it a wee bit deeper. I'm trying to get the flow. There seems to be a bit of a hump here, but I haven't touched that part yet. And maybe try and bring this all down now and see what we'll get. Top on the bottom. So the top. I think it looks better with just some sort of transition from the bottom and then it goes up to the top. So all that needs is a good sanding. Most of that will stand up alright. wee coat of sand sealer, and it'll raise the grain a bit, and then I can knock it back. It's amazing when you put some finish on there, the sand sealer even, the pop, it just pops up. Not yeah, the green and the colours. You seen that bit of wood when I first started, and it looked even worse sitting out in my wood pile. You wouldn't have thought you would have got anything nice from it. Some bits of wood, when you see them, are deceiving, and you look at them and say, "Oh, I'm not turning that." And that's basically what I was saying for days and days, because I was looking at this piece. Yes, me, it doesn't look very nice, but it's when you get into it and start relieving some layers of wood, does the natural beauty of the piece shine through, and you can't always tell by just looking at a piece of timber. And it takes you to get it on the lathe and then give it a wee turn and apply some finish to it. And you can see the yellow coming in that more now. And just put the lathe on, burnish that up a wee bit, dry it up. It got a good bit of sand sealer there. It sort of sucked it in. Right, we'll get a wee bit of Yorkshire grit on the go, and start and remove all the excess Yorkshire grit from it. Just the residue, you'll see it on transfer onto the paper. Start with a nice clean bit, and then when it stops transferring onto the paper, you know you've got all the residue off. Slow it down a wee bit. about 400. Oh, there's plenty of stuff in there. I'll give it another polish because the sand sealers went on it, so it lifted any polish off. Right, that's more or less it. Some small hands I could get in there and finish the bottom off of that. Like so. Bring the tailstock up. Let's see what oh no. This is the point you do damage to it when you're knocking about the lathe. Just bounced it off that tool rest there. We'll get rid of that for now. That'll need to be cleaned up on the inside. Cut that off. There's bound to be a dozen dents on it now. Frig stick. It's okay, that's not good. Need to fix that somehow. There's the old dent there. Nice sharp tool. I haven't used that one yet. Right. We'll have to take this down into this here. So there's where our mark is. just right there, and the other one's here. Right, that's back to normal. We'll just spray it with sand sealer this time, and we'll try not to drop it this time. We'll just work that in. The wood had moved slightly with maybe taking the inside out, so whatever you're going to try and do afterwards, you would have that problem. But as long as you leave enough timber, you can usually get out of it. You know, if you really go thin and there's no way out of it, you would end up through the side. But I left plenty of timber on that. There's a good half-inch. You know, my legs are sore now. I'm just about to give up. I want to finish this, and hate things when they go wrong. And that's just back to where we were before I dropped it. So so I'm not even going to bar sanding in the bottom of this. I'm just going to take it off the lathe. I'll sand that up tomorrow, that bottom. You can see many holes I have in it. So, and that'll inside I'll need a wee rub around too. But I can do that tomorrow. That's more or less the wee vase finished. Let's see, where are we? So there you are, guys. Wee vase, piece of when I say larch, it's a piece of larch. Just a wee transition into the bottom and a wee transition in the top. It's hollowed out. It wouldn't win any prizes for the inside, but it is what it is, it's wee vase, and we fixed the hiccups. There's one crack in it there, and it may run up here. So if it does, I have another plan. Probably drill a couple of holes up this to hide the crack, and I've no super glue, no CA in the shed at all. I'll have to go to my local supplier tomorrow and get some. That's a couple of jobs I've needed it on. It would have been handy to have, But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, if you like, thumbs up and subscribe if you really not have already done so. It's time for tea, and I'm glad to say the weather's a bit cooler here in Northern Ireland. Not like over in England. You are getting a hard time. You all seem to get a hard time with the weather. There's either flooding or there's too much sunshine. You can never get it right. So, and the overall size of that, I will just measure it. 8 inches, and the diameter, the widest point would be 5 inches. The neck is 3 inches. So it's a nice wee vase. I like it. Nice colours in it here, where you can see a bit of the spalting has started to come. There's a bit green here, a bit of yellow showing through on it. Comes down here, but this is the nicest side, I think. This side here, but I like that side too. The colours in it, but we got that fixed, and there's nobody hurt. So I'll say cheerio, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, all the best now, and stay safe. What's going on with this computer? Right, that's me away now, guys. All the best.